Hi and welcome back to another video, and welcome to the floor of my 850 that I'm building. Let's continue this series of the BTCC build and hopefully getting somewhere today. So hi again, and let me just say welcome back to this video, and it feels good to be back and working on the car again and getting this project up and running. I've stored the car, as you can see here, outside for the whole entire summer. Actually, it needs to be dealt with again on what's happened since the last video. When I got the other Audi, I actually sold that one and got myself another one. This one, it's a petrol one, the one I always wanted. I got an exhaust on it now and a carbon fiber diffuser. Sounds really good, I think, and we will be getting back to that later on. And yeah, the Volvo, the one thing I did was sand down the hood and got myself a new fender. You can see here a new used one from the wrecker. And yeah, well, the roof and the trunk and yeah, where the bare metal was, I sanded that down and sprayed it with some rust seal. And then yeah, what happened? I guess nothing happened. So the car stood again till it looked like this. Yeah, it stood for like 2 months that I didn't feel. Yeah, the motivation was gone again, and then I decided, let's do this. And I had to take off all the layers of the snow that's been collecting, freezing, and melting and freezing again. So it was a pain in the butt getting that off. It was really cold. And of course, I took out the battery before and had it on the charger. I don't know about you, but sometimes finding the motivation and getting on with the project is the hard bit. But let's get this sucker going again. And yeah, it was a hassle getting it out because that tire has a flat, it's a flat tire and it doesn't hold air, and was like in a snow pocket. But yeah, I got it out eventually and into the garage after a lot of struggling getting out from that snowy hole that it was sitting in. And then we got this other fun bit, putting your snowy icy car in the garage. Yeah, the pool of water. Not fun at all, but what you gonna do? Just keep on going. I've been struggling a bit to I've been struggling some past days getting off the nut for the hub on the wheel, or should you say the drive shafts. I guess they're stuck like a mofo. I've broke my one of my I broke that one, and then I got one of these that I broke also, This one I got new today. It broke this part. It snapped like in half because yeah. So I'm gonna try with some heat and with an impact, and hopefully that will get us somewhere. I've sprayed these with WD-40 sometimes a couple of times, and I'm just hoping if it doesn't work, we'll get some heat on that sucker. Here. Maybe I'm gonna explain why I'm taking the shafts out and all that, making the hassle. I've got to replace both CV joints. It's shot as hell, making some noise, clicking, and they're bad. Hell yeah. Heat does the trick. Took a lot more heat on that one. So let's get the car up in the air and then take the drive shafts out, replace the CV joints, okay? So yeah, on this car the CV axles it's a pretty straightforward job. You just have to get the wheel off, of course, and then you remove the bolts on the struts, and then this bearing holder on the shaft, and then just that sucker out. Janky. So before we do anything, I'm gonna check if this is the new one is the right part. Here it is. Boot, the clamps, and grease. We'll take this out of the bag and put this in the car. So yeah, that the splines matched the car, so I'm guessing we're ready to go. Get the joint out. Just had to pry on the little clip. It's here. It's yeah, that one. And you got the old sucker in here, looking pretty old and crusty. And on the clamps, I just pried with the screwdriver, and those popped off. So let's get the new one in and bolt it back on the car. So yeah, as the title here says on the video, this was the first time for me doing this job, and I got a little bit too confident. So here I filmed it, thinking that it was done and clamped it and all that. But hey, just gotta get that off again and do it right. So took the joint off again and put the clip where it's supposed to be. And here you have the two ones. And yeah, for this clamp I used hoof plier. I don't know, yeah, my girlfriend has horses, so why not borrow that? It works really good. It was nice having the CV axles done. So now let's move on to another little issue that we're having. The e-brake, handbrake as we say here, the e-brake is on, and here we have the other side. Stuck as a, yeah. So we need to address that before we move on to anything else. I've been having some real annoying problems with the handbrake. I'm gonna show you. Got this the expander here. What do you call it? This one is supposed when you pull the lever or the handbrake up in the car, this will expand. It doesn't, and I know this cable is actually replaced fairly recent, so I guess it's have something to do with the cable itself. Maybe have it's not seated properly on its holder that's inside here, so I'll have to get this off again and see if something's wrong, and I have to loosen the cable up inside the car also. So let's continue with that, because I don't like having these issues. So I got the cable out here. You can see it's supposed to sit in this groove, or what is in its seat here, and I really can't see anything that's pointing out that it's moving or not seated. It's pretty damn seated in there. Here the cable, the other end of the cable, it's sitting in here, and then you pull the handbrake up, it pulls on the cable. I can't imagine why when I'm pulling that it doesn't move down there, which is fairly strange. I just have to keep on troubleshooting. So the cable is in again. So let's reassemble the shoes again and see. Sorted out. Glad to have that done now. You see, rolling. Car. It's on. Yeah. What I did was really not much. I just in the drum, or like where the brake shoes are, I just had to fiddle around a bit more. I was impatient, and yeah, it needed to be seated, I guess. First I got it, and it hooked when the wheel was rolling forward, and backwards nothing. But yeah, now it's good. This car hasn't rolled enough for me to think this is gonna be a problem. This will loosen up, and yeah, nice to have that shit done. I want this as close to being done and passing inspection and all that when the time is coming for that. So what's up next? I didn't feel right to leave it like it was, so one final adjustment, better spinning, and of course braking. It's on there. I'm happy with that. Much better. So let's move on. I was fiddling the other day with the fans. That if you watched some of the earlier videos, I've showed that the fans don't work. When I tried it on, it blew some smoke out of the vent, like came a puff of smoke, and I thought, okay, the fan is seized and it's shot, or I don't know. But then I tried the other day to I took out the resistor of the fan, and but then I thought I'm gonna try it, and I tried the fans, and then it suddenly worked, like on every stages, like I'm gonna show y'all, and hopefully it works now. So we see here. Yeah, they're blowing. So yeah, the fan works. Mysteriously fixed itself. Don't you love that when it happens? I'm gonna just get myself out.